Johnny Millennium and I have gone out on another movie date to go and see The Batman. What did you think of this brand new superhero movie?
I'm curious to see what you think because you're the big Batman guy.
Yep.
And he phones me up and he's like, "Do you want to go see the new Batman?" And I'm like, "How long is it?" He's like, 3 hours. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "That's a long Batman film."
Is that a 0 out of 10 from you? Right?
No. Let's just get in. We're going to get into this. But the reason why I want to see this, like one of my favorite Batman movies of all time is the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton. I love that movie.
Tim Burton's movie is awesome.
It's perfect. And for me, that's the ideal Batman movie.
One day I'll tell you about the story of me visiting the set of Batman Returns while they were filming.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I want to see this is our main actor, Robert Pattinson, right?
Yes, yeah.
You know, the thing about him is I really like this guy. Not in Twilight.
Nope.
Not in Twilight.
Nope.
But in Good Time and in The Lighthouse. We saw Good Time a few years ago. We ranted and raved about that movie.
That was awesome, and he really has been proving himself as a fine dramatic actor. He's sort of taken a page out of the Brad Pitt playbook where he tries different roles and becomes different characters that are very eccentric and a little out there, which I think has been playing very well for him.
Definitely.
But I was skeptical of him being cast because he comes with so much baggage. He's so famous, and there was so much of the Twilight hysteria around him, and I didn't know how the movie was going to grow beyond that. But under the guidance of Matt Reeves, this is an exceptional kind of miracle for me to see this because it plays like a story from the books more than any of the other Batman movies that I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting because we go back to the roots of Batman.
Yes, it's Batman Year 2, so we don't see the origin of
which
Batman.
We don't need to see it anymore. We all know what the origin is.
Yeah.
We talk about it a little bit, and then we're right into this thing.
Yeah.
And it's a detective story,
Yeah.
and that's Batman's history.
Yeah.
Batman has always been a detective, and he's never really done any detective work where we do a lot in this.
Well, we
And
do a
that's-
lot, and the
yeah.
other thing, too, is that we see his relationship with Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
He's just a police captain, I think, or like a lead detective. And it's incredible, the back and forth
It's
that
really
they,
good.
where they are balancing each other out, and they're kind of solving mysteries together, and there's just this great respect. And they're still getting to know each other too. It's not
Definitely.
like they have
Just the entire look of the film.
Yep.
It is very dark. Yeah, I know The Dark Knight. That joke is there. But it's very, very dark.
Yes.
And followed that with the sets in Gotham, which looked amazing. I
Yeah.
really like that stuff. Robert Pattinson is very dark in this. Like almost like emo in a sense of the way.
He's sad
almost,
Batman.
He's
Yeah.
almost way so much so.
Well, I know, and that bugged me a little bit, but I think what they're doing is they're leaning into the years of grief that the character has, that he's still working it out. He's still becoming the hero, that he's still trying to figure out his place in this mission, this project that he has created for himself as this vigilante that works at night. But he is terrific, and he's in the bat suit for most of the movie, which I love that he's Batman so much, because that's honestly, as a bat freak, you know, where I've read all the books and we're in the head of Batman and we spend so much time in the comics reading through Batman's eyes, I always feel a little shortchanged because it's the villains in all the other Batman movies that really take center stage and are more interesting, but not this time.
Yeah,
the Batman is the central character, and he's the most interesting.
And it's 3 hours long, as I said from the beginning.
Yes.
And let's talk about the length for a second, because we have to talk about it. Is it worth the length? I'm going to say that it is, but it is a little too long. I really liked when we got to the ending. There's no spoilers here.
Yeah.
The payoff was good.
So good.
So good.
Yes.
But it takes a little bit to get there.
Yep.
What did you think about the length?
I think it's long for sure, and it's not a movie that I think you're gonna. I won't be like repeat viewing it every month or something.
Yeah.
It's not like a Marvel movie where you can jump in and they're so contained, and the cynical out there is going to say very formulaic, but there is that sort of, it's very palatable, the Marvel kind of experience for the most part. This is much nerdier. It's much more cerebral. You're really going to be contemplating the shots. I think Gotham PD is coming to get us.
Yes, perfect.
But I was just really impressed by the filmmaking and the intelligence, and you can tell that Matt Reeves and his team they wanted to do something different, but they also felt
I wanted to say strong to Batman, the origins.
Yeah, it's like they had this opportunity to kind of play with the toys, and they didn't mess it up.
I'm playing with the toys there. They're kind of playing with the villains, and we're not going to ruin anything. I don't talk about the villains.
Yeah, well,
I don't, because it gets a lot away. But they've got a different look to some of the villains, a different way about them.
Well,
but they're still,
everybody knows the Riddler is in
okay,
there.
some people don't watch the trailers. I mean,
right, it's true.
To be honest with you, I didn't know the Riddler was in this movie.
Oh, really?
No.
So you did a good job at
right,
because they are spoiling too much in marketing now, aren't they?
Right. But the Riddler is still the Riddler, but we have a different look to him,
yep.
and a different kind of agenda. It feels a little bit more grounded.
Yes.
In I don't want to say in modern times.
Listen,
more darker.
I'm going a little fair game
Yeah.
with the villains here because I want to ask you if you recognize the Penguin. Do you know who played the Penguin?
No, I don't.
That was Colin Farrell. That was Colin Farrell.
See, these actors are like chameleons, man.
I mean,
no
honestly,
idea.
he does such an incredible job as the Penguin. It is mesmerizing.
Wait, is the Penguin shown in the trailers?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That was another one I didn't want to spoil.
Yeah,
okay.
and Catwoman that played by Zoe Kravitz.
She was great.
She's terrific
really,
in
really
this.
Worked well.
Not Michelle Pfeiffer. She's still my favorite Catwoman.
I understand that.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer, but she
Yeah.
was close, man. She's really good.
Okay, let's talk about it. What are the things that you didn't like in this movie?
I didn't like the score from Michael Giacchino.
Kind of
It's a dirge, and I feel like, maybe it's the build to the inevitable, like, heroes theme later, if they make sequels, but it just feels too... It almost reminded me of Eyes Wide Shut, the terrible music from Eyes. And it permeates the whole movie.
Funny.
And they also lean into because one of the things that they've said about this portrayal of Batman is that they look to Kurt Cobain as an influence, and they lean into Nirvana music. Yeah, that's why he is so moody, and he's got his hair in his eyes.
What is going on? I didn't know any of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
he's very I'm a fan. So
You're a bit of a fan of this guy.
I've been reading and watching, and
that's cool though.
I was super impressed with this movie, though. It's really up high there. I don't know if it's my favorite of the Batman films.
No,
but the craftsmanship is unbelievable, and Jeffrey Wright is an amazing Gordon. He's fantastic as Gordon.
They care about this property, and it shows.
Yes.
It shows in his portrayal, in the detective story, and realistically, it is a detective story all the way through.
Yes.
Figuring out what's going on with the Riddler, we won't say anything.
Did you also like the echoes of Blade Runner in here too? The noir-esque, the rain and the old technology that's new.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
I'm getting shivers now because when I was in the theater, there was a moment I was like, "This is like Blade Runner."
Yeah.
Especially sometimes the narration.
Yes.
Reminded me very much.
Very
of that.
much.
And that's my favorite movie of all time.
Well,
so it has that kind of edge to it.
It's very pulpy. It's very film noir.
Yeah.
It's very Batman.
Very Batman.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10.
I'm going to go a little bit less on it. I really enjoyed the movie. It was a little long. I thought it could be condensed a little bit more. An 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay, 9.5 and an 8. Go see it.